Heaven Daily Devotion by Pastor Adeboye. Today, Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Topic: Stay Humble, Part 2. Memory Verse: Isaiah chapter 66, verse 2. Isaiah 66, 2. For all those things hath my hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor, and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Bible reading: 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 15 to 29. 1 Kings 21, 15 to 29. Message: After I became born again, I started hearing God speak to me, and I stopped doing anything without His guidance or approval. In those days, I would ask Him which route to drive through, so I would not get caught in traffic jams, and He would guide me. However, something happened that made Him stop speaking to me for a while. I was an interpreter in the church, and the general superintendent took a special interest in me and made me his personal interpreter. When the other pastors in the church realized that he had chosen me to be his interpreter, they stopped asking me to interpret for them out of respect for him. One day, we had a program, and a pastor told me that I would be interpreting for him during his sermon. I became angry, but I didn't object because the Bible teaches that we should always honor and obey those whom God has placed over us, according to Romans chapter 13, verse 1 to 2. Romans 13, 1 to 2. I interpreted during his sermon, but in my heart I murmured, "How can you call me, the interpreter to the general superintendent, to interpret for you?" At the end of the program, as I walked towards my car, God told me, "Son, so you are now too big to interpret for my servant." That was all he said, and I didn't hear his voice again. The period that followed was like hell because he stopped speaking to me. I was constantly stuck in heavy traffic as his voice wasn't guiding me anymore. I pleaded with him and promised never to allow pride to creep into my heart again. Thankfully, he started speaking to me again. Pride will make a Christian vulnerable to all arrows from the devil. However, when a Christian stays humble, God will be his or her defense. God will always fight for humble people because they have acknowledged through their humility that they cannot fight for themselves. In today's Bible reading, Ahab did a terrible thing before God, and God sent Elijah to pass judgment on him for his wickedness. When he heard God's word, Ahab humbled himself before God, who had sworn to destroy him. When God saw that he had humbled himself, he sent Elijah to tell him that he would not bring evil in his days. In 1 Kings chapter 21, verse 27 to 29. 1 Kings 21, 27 to 29. God postponed Ahab's judgment because of his humility. Beloved, do not leave yourself vulnerable to the devil's attacks. Humble yourself before God, and it will cause you to always walk in victory. Key point: God rejects the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. Bible in 1 year. Acts of Apostles, chapter 4 to chapter 5. Acts of Apostles, chapter 4 to chapter 5. Aim for today: yield not to temptation. God bless you.